Welcome to our channel. Before we get started, please consider liking and subscribing so we can bring more stories like this to you.
The Grand Vienna Palace stood as a monument to elegance, its opulent chandeliers casting shimmering reflections on the polished marble floors. Guests twirled in exquisite gowns and sharp tuxedos, their laughter echoing through the ornate hallways, creating an atmosphere of sophistication and anticipation. Tonight was no ordinary evening. It was a prestigious concert where Europe's elite gathered to celebrate culture and innovation. Among the attendees was Jason Statham, his sharp gaze cutting. Through the sea of glamorous outfits, he moved with purpose through the crowd, aware that hidden threats lingered just beneath the surface. As the orchestra began to play a delicate waltz, the atmosphere shifted subtly. Statham's instincts prickled. Something was awry. Unbeknownst to the elegantly dancing couples, a dark plot unfurled within the gilded walls. This would be more than a mere dance. Tonight, lives hung in the balance, and Statham was determined to protect the cybersecurity CEO who held knowledge that could shatter powerful interests across Europe. Jason Statham moved through the crowd with a calm confidence, his tailored suit blending seamlessly with the sophisticated ambience of the gala. A skilled security expert with a reputation for resolving high-stakes threats, he had been hired to protect a cybersecurity CEO whose groundbreaking revelations could disrupt the status quo. His past was shrouded in mystery, whispers of former missions and shadowy encounters that had honed his instincts and combat skills. As he observed the guests' laughter and elegant gestures, Statham remained acutely aware of his surroundings. Every smile could hide a threat, every twirl of a gown might conceal an assassin. His focus narrowed to the CEO, who stood out even among the refined crowd. Her presence was magnetic yet burdened with the weight of her knowledge, with the orchestra playing soothing melodies. He prepared himself mentally for what lay ahead, knowing that beneath the genteel facade of the evening, danger lurked just out of sight. The cybersecurity CEO, Claire Donovan, stood at the heart of tonight's gala, exuding an air of confidence that belied the turmoil within her mind. With years of experience in the tech industry, she had gathered confidential information revealing a web of corruption linking several major corporations and governmental figures. Claire's groundbreaking findings could potentially expose widespread malfeasance, making her a target for those determined to silence her. With each delicate note played by the orchestra, she felt the weight of the world pressing down on her shoulders. The importance of her revelations was not lost on her. They could ignite a firestorm in the tech world or even alter political landscapes across Europe. Yet, the danger lurking in the shadows weighed heavily on her heart, knowing that countless lives and careers depended on her courage. She scanned the crowd. Thoughts of safety turned into palpable fear. She needed protection, and Jason Statham was more than just a bodyguard. He was her only hope against those who sought to extinguish her voice. As the orchestra swelled with the first notes of the waltz, an unsettling tension rippled beneath the surface of elegance. Hidden among the opulent decorations of the Vienna Palace, a group of assassins lay in wait, their eyes fixed on Claire Donovan. Clad in formal attire that belied their true intentions, these mercenaries were positioned strategically, under balconies and behind ornate pillars, armed with silencers and high-precision weapons. The sound of strings filled the air, masking the faint clicks of firearms as they readied for their deadly strike. Their mission was clear: eliminate the whistleblower before her revelations could jeopardize their powerful benefactors. The elegance of the evening created a stark contrast to the sinister plot brewing within its gilded confines. Outside, snow began to fall gently, but inside, a storm was poised to erupt as Statham's instincts kicked into overdrive. He sensed that time was running out. Every moment counted as he prepared to act against the impending threat to Claire's life. As the waltz progressed, Statham's keen ears detected the faint echoes of gunshots, a jarring intrusion upon the otherwise harmonious atmosphere. Instincts honed from years of experience kicked in, and he quickly scanned the room, gauging both the location of the threats and the panicked expressions of guests, who remained blissfully unaware. With a swift motion, he grasped Claire's arm, his grip firm yet reassuring. "Follow my lead," he whispered, his voice barely audible over the music in a seamless transition. He guided her away from the center of the hall, maneuvering through elegantly dressed couples dancing as if nothing were amiss. Statham's mind raced as he calculated their escape route, aware that every second counted. Maintaining an air of composure amidst rising tension, he subtly directed Claire toward the grand staircase, all while keeping her shielded from potential gunfire. The stakes had never been higher, and he was determined to ensure she made it to safety without arousing further suspicion among the oblivious crowd. With the tension in the air thickening, Statham's mind raced as he devised a plan to shield Claire while maintaining the facade of an elegant evening. Drawing upon his training, he transformed their hurried escape into an improvised waltz, seamlessly integrating their movements into the rhythm of the orchestra. As they twirled across the dance floor, he kept Claire close, steering her gracefully around couples oblivious to the danger lurking just beyond their reach. Each step was calculated, a dance of deception that allowed them to evade the line of fire from hidden assassins. Statham's eyes remained sharp, scanning for threats while their bodies flowed effortlessly through the crowd. As he leaned in to whisper tactical instructions, his confidence reassured Claire amidst her rising fear. The music swelled, masking the chaos that lay beneath. And together they moved with purpose, each spin and dip a deliberate maneuver to remain one step ahead of those seeking to silence her forever. With the waltz abruptly interrupted by shouts and chaos, Statham seized the moment to lead Claire toward the ornate balconies of the palace. As they ascended the grand staircase, he expertly pushed aside the heavy curtains, revealing a network of gilded walkways overhead, allowing them to slip away from their pursuers. The rich decorations provided both cover and an escape route. Shimmering chandeliers and intricate railings framed their path. As they moved swiftly between the gilded columns, Statham demonstrated his acrobatic prowess, vaulting over barriers and ducking beneath large arches. Claire followed closely, her heart racing but trust in Statham keeping her grounded. They could hear footsteps echoing behind them, sharpening their focus as they outwitted their attackers with calculated precision. Every leap and sidestep was a testament to Statham's training. He guided Claire through the maze of balconies, evoking a sense of urgency that overshadowed the beauty of their surroundings as they sought to evade the assassins hot on their heels. As they darted between the gilded balconies, Statham suddenly spotted an assassin emerging from the shadows, weapon drawn and intent on stopping them. In a split second, he seized a conductor's baton that had been left behind on a nearby stand, transforming it into a makeshift weapon. With his heart racing but focus unwavering, he positioned himself between Claire and the oncoming threat. The assassin lunged, but Statham's reflexes kicked in. He expertly parried the strike with the baton, using it to block and redirect the attacker's momentum. His creativity under pressure was evident as he swung the baton with precision, delivering swift blows that caught the assassin off guard. Each movement was fluid, blending the grace of a dancer with the ferocity of a fighter. As he fought, he maintained eye contact with Claire, reassuring her that they would make it through this alive. The chaos of the gala faded away as their dance shifted from elegance to survival, and Statham remained resolute in protecting her at all costs. As Statham and Claire maneuver deeper into the ornate corridors, they suddenly find themselves cornered by a group of assassins armed with swords taken from the palace guardroom. The tension escalates as the assailants advance, their blades glinting menacingly in the dim light. Statham's instincts kicked into high gear. He swiftly discarded the baton and grabbed a saber, ready to engage in a duel. With remarkable agility, he faced off against two attackers at once, his every movement a blend of precision and power. The clash of steel rang out like music amidst the chaos, each parry and thrust executed flawlessly as he expertly redirected their attacks. He fought not just for survival but to protect Claire, positioning himself between her and the incoming strikes. As he countered their advances, Statham's focus never wavered. He remained acutely aware of Claire's presence, ensuring she stayed safe while demonstrating his combat prowess to fend off their relentless assault. With gunfire ringing out behind them, Statham and Claire burst through the grand entrance of the Vienna palace into the wintry chaos of Ringstrasse. The snowfall was heavy, cloaking the city in a thick white blanket, but they had no time to consider the beauty of their surroundings. Statham's instincts kicked in once more. He tugged Claire along, navigating through snowdrifts and avoiding icy patches that threatened to hinder their escape. As they raced down the street, the sound of skidding tires and frantic shouts filled the air, signaling that their pursuers were closing in. Statham spotted a nearby alleyway, knowing it could provide temporary refuge from any potential crossfire. He steered Claire into the shadows just in time, allowing them to catch their breath while keeping low. Despite the harsh weather, adrenaline surged through him. Every second mattered. They needed a plan to ensure Claire's safety and find their way to a more secure location away from the chaos that had unfolded. In the dim light of the alley, Statham and Claire paused to catch their breath, the adrenaline slowly fading as they sought refuge from the chaos outside. He turned to her, meeting her gaze with a reassuring intensity that cut through the tension. "You've done something remarkable, Claire," he said, his voice steady against the backdrop of distant sirens and falling snow. "Your mission to expose the corruption isn't just about you anymore, it's about countless others who need a voice." He could see the weight of her revelations pressing on her shoulders, but he wanted her to understand the importance of what she carried. "I promise I'll keep you safe," he continued, a fierce determination in his eyes. "We'll find a way through this together." As they stood there, huddled against the cold, Statham's resolve solidified. He would not let fear dictate their fate. They had come too far and faced too much for him to let anything or anyone silence her now. As they emerged from the alley into the swirling snow, Statham and Claire prepared to face the monumental task ahead of them. The weight of Claire's revelations pressed heavily on their shoulders. Each piece of evidence she held capable of shifting the power dynamics within Europe's tech industry. They knew that disclosing this information would not only put them in the crosshairs of those they aimed to expose but also ignite a firestorm of public interest and scrutiny. Statham glanced at Claire. A mixture of determination and concern etched on his face. "We need to go public," he said, his voice resolute, "but we have to be strategic." They discussed their next steps, strategizing on how best to disseminate her findings while ensuring their safety. With a shared sense of purpose fueling them, they made their way through the snowy streets, ready to confront whatever challenges lay ahead. The journey was far from over, but together they were prepared to ensure that truth would prevail against the forces of corruption.